Big Polly's World of Sports Sims presents the Hometown Football League using Action PC Football 2020. Time for game number 2 in week number 6 of the Hometown Football League. I'm Big Polly coming to you. Today, as I record this, August 11th, 2020, the day we learned that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 will be canceling their college football seasons this fall. But in the virtual world of the HTFL, we're in Washington, D.C. for a game between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Redskins. 73 degrees and calm. A little bit warm for October, but I'm sure the fans in Washington will take it. The Redskins, which we will continue to call them since we started the HTFL with them having that name, are favored by 10 points. Washington won the toss. It was Miami who won the toss, and they elected to defer, so Washington will receive to start the first half. Dan Marino and Sonny Jurgensen, your quarterbacks for the respective teams. Don Shula and Joe Gibbs, your respective head coaches. And we're about ready to get this game started. Miami in the white and Washington wearing their burgundy colors. James, Sines, and Williams back for the Skins, and this ball's going to go 4 yards deep into the end zone for a touchback. Set the lineups for when Washington has the ball. It's going to be Davis and Seymour at running back, Monk and Clark at wideout, Cooley at tight end, Jurgensen at quarterback, and we have Jacoby, Grimm, House, Slavinsky, and Samuels playing on the offensive line, and we'll see Slavinsky also playing defense as he's a two-way player. Taylor and Wake at defensive end for Miami. Baumhauer and Manny Fernandez at defensive tackle. It's going to be Cox, Brian Cox, Thomas, and Kim Bocamper at linebacker. Madison, Surtain, Anderson, and Scott, your defensive backs. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be just a straight pedestrian play here, a dive to Stephen Davis. And that's a nice gain of 8 yards. And a first down. Not a first down, but a 2nd and 2. We'll go to Bob Seymour here. Trap right. Miami showing the blitz, so we're going to screen it to Seymour. Maybe he'll see more yards.
Encroachment, defense, number 75, 5-yard penalty.
They get Manny Fernandez for a 5-yard encroachment penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 33. Back to Stephen Davis. It's going to be a counter sweep to the right side. Miami showing blitz, but Washington's going to stick with the play. And they're probably going to wish they didn't. Bocamper in for the tackle, a 3-yard loss. Washington is the only undefeated team left in the HTFL at 5-0. Miami off to a slow start at 2-3. One of the disappointments of this HTFL season, probably right up there with the New England Patriots and how they've gotten started. On 2nd and 13, it's going to be a medium hitch to Art Monk. Jurgensen looking for Monk. Tight coverage by Madison. Monk wanting pass interference, but the men in the striped shirts are saying, nope, not going to happen. 3rd and 13, it's going to be a slant to Charlie Taylor. And that's caught. He got the first down, barely. A pickup of 14. So move the ball to the Washington 44 for a 1st and 10 play. We're going to go to Seymour. And we're going to trap it right. Seymour wearing number 82. He picks up 5 yards. He's out of the University of Oklahoma. Played on those great teams of the past, back in the 40s. See him there. Here's his profile. He played on the 43 Washington Redskins. Teammate of Sammy Buzz, I would think. 2nd and 5. Redskins are going play action to Chris Cooley. Miami playing tight. And Cooley with the catch for 16 yards. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Miami 35. Davis again. And it's going to be just a straight dive play. Miami showing blitz, so we'll make it a screen to Davis. And that's thrown.
Holding, offense, number 16,
over.
10-yard penalty.
Davis, and Slavinsky called for holding, and Miami will take the penalty and not the incompletion, so it'll be 1st and 20 from the 45. Seymour off tackle right. A fumble recovered by Washington. Wake knocked the ball out. He forced a fumble. Monk recovered it, and it was a gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 12, the ball at the 37. Cooley, medium fly. That's caught. Another nice gain by Cooley of 16. And it's now 1st and 10 at the Miami 21 with 10:13 left to go, I should say. It's going to be a counter sweep for Stephen Davis. And Davis with a gain of 4. Nothing fancy there, just straight ahead football out of the Redskins. And back when they had a running back by the name of John Riggins, who's a sub on on the New York team, by the way, I should point that out. That was one of those plays that the Redskins ran over and over. Those counter trays and those counter sweeps. You knew what was coming. You just had to play your best defensively and tried to stop it. Seymour off tackle right on 2nd and 6. Gains 4. Dick Anderson came up, made the tackle. Going to be a 3rd and 2 now. Davis on a dive. And that's no sale. Loss of a yard. Taylor came up and lowered the boom on him. That's Jason Taylor out of Akron. 4th and 3. So Schwiesom will come in and try a 31-yard field goal. And it's good. No wind today, I should point out. And that drive took up half the first quarter. It's 3-0 Skins with 7:38 left. Ginn Jr. will be back to receive the kickoff. Morris and Marion the upbacks. And we'll go to Ginn. Scores a touchdown here, he'll be saying Ginn, like in Jim Rummy. A return of 23 to the 21. Let's look at the Miami offense and the Washington defense. Zonka and Nathan, your running backs. Landry and Clayton, your wideouts. Clay at tight end out of Alabama. Marino at quarterback. Webb, Little, Langer, Sims, Long are going to be your offensive linemen. Mann and Manley are your defensive ends for Washington. Butts and Talbert at defensive tackle. Hamburger, Slavinsky, there's that name again, and Arrington at linebacker. Williams and Green, Houston and Taylor, your defensive backs. And let's see what Miami does on 1st and 10 from the 21. It's a give to Zonka. And Zonka, who had a touchdown spree early in the HTFL season, right now in the replay, he has 83 attempts, 342 yards. That was coming into today's game. His longest game was 23, but he has 7 touchdowns. And that first carry for Zonka was for no yards. 2nd and 10, the ball to 21. Zonka is a bruiser, and that was a pass to Tony Nathan that gained 11 yards. In a losing effort against Cincinnati last week, Marino, I believe it was a losing effort, 345 yards, 27 of 53, had 3 touchdowns, but he threw 1 pick. 1st and 10 at the 32. To Nathan in the flat, and Nathan close to the first, picking up 8. Arrington on the tackle for the Redskins. 2nd and 2 at the 40. Gain of 4 by Ricky Williams. No, Tony Nathan, I'm sorry. Ricky Williams plays for New Orleans. Whew, how could I make that mistake? It was Williams on the tackle. This Williams right here, Johnny Williams. And now we got a 1st and 10 at the 44. Ricky Williams at one point did play for Miami, and that's a screen to Clay, and that picks up 16 yards. And it was Taylor that spun him down. Sean Taylor, whose life ended tragically a few years ago. He's out of the University of Miami. But he's in the HTFL, as are 2,400 players representing the 32 markets professional football has been in since the war, World War II. First and 10, ball at the 40, including Las Vegas, which is basically a best of the rest team. That's an incompletion. Marino was looking for Landry on that play. Darrell Green nearly got the pick on that. Second and 10 at the 40. Here's Marino again, looking for Clay, incomplete. And they'll bring Nat Moore in as a third wideout, and he wears number 89, and he'll be on the top of your screen by the left sideline. Third and 10, ball at the 40, or the top sideline. That's a bullet pass to Moore, and he picks up 10 yards, and that will be a first down. Ball now at the Washington 30. We have 3:35 left in the opening quarter. This is the ninth play of the drive, and it's good for 9 yards as Zonka broke loose a little bit, and Houston made the tackle for Washington. If his name is Chicago, then that would really be a problem. Second and 1, ball to 21. To Zonka. No pickup as he gets back to the line, and that's it. Arrington on the stop for the Redskins. Third and 1, ball to 21. They give it to Nathan. Nathan cannot get the first. And Dexter Manley will not be returning. Brito is going to come in and probably play the rest of the way in favor of Manley. He's out of Loyola Marymount. You see him there. 4th and 2. It's field goal time for Miami to try to tie it up from 39 yards out. It's good. Carpenter puts it through. And we're dead even, and we're right back where we started. 3-3 with $1:25 left in the first quarter. We have James back for Washington. Going to be taken by one of the upbacks instead, and he's got a nice return going. 42 yards. That was Signs. And he was tackled by Goodman. First and 10, the ball at the 45. We have 1:15 left in the opening quarter. Davis, pitch right. No gain. Beaucamper makes the stop. Now you're looking at a second and 10, 1:08 left. Off tackle right, Seymour. And he's got a nice gain of 7,
Holding.
but it won't hold.
Number 60, 10-yard penalty.
Samuels called for holding. And with 25 seconds left in the quarter, we're going to go medium fly to Gary Clark. And that's a gain of 11. Madison on the stop. And that's the end of the first quarter. It's Miami 3, Washington 3. My thanks to all of you who have just subscribed to the channel. We got a big push from Tabletop Sports Delaware and Al Red Sox fan the last few days. And I thank you for your patience. I had a cable outage here in the Tampa Bay area. We had a summer thunderstorm roll in, as I was mentioning in the New England Buffalo game last night, and it knocked the cable out here the good part of the night. Just one of those summer thunderstorms you get in Florida this time of year. Not the storm that Chicago got last night as I record this during drive time, and you get a lightning strike in the wrong spot. You know, it knocks the cable out and knocks the power out. We didn't lose power very, very long, maybe a couple of minutes, but the cable went out for, like I said, well into the night. So I thank you for your patience. We'll try to get as many games in tonight as we can. 3rd and 9, ball at the 46. As we get back to the game, we're going to go medium cross to Charlie Taylor. That's caught, but it's short of the first, a gain of 8. It's going to be 4th and a yard. Eddie LeBaron's going to come in and try to shoehorn this punt close to the goal of Miami as possible. But this is going to be bobbled by Ginn, but he covers up at the 9 under a swarm of players and humanity, and Miami starts 1st and 10 at their own 9. By the way, if you were watching our last game between Buffalo and New England, it was Stevie Thomas that scored on that onside kick return. And he did not wear number 91, as I thought I surmised that he might not have. He wears number 13, and I have corrected that for future Buffalo games. So 1st and 10 at the Miami 9. We go to Zonka, or Miami goes to Zonka. Zonka, 21-yard gain. And I was showing you earlier that his longest gain of the season so far has been 23. Kind of like John Riggins. He gets a few yards here and a few yards there, but it's a very rare occasion where he busts one for long yardage. That moves it out to the 30, a 1st and 10 for Miami. Looking for Nathan, but incomplete. I think the key to Miami's success is the running game. When they have it, they seem to do well. When they don't, they seem to do poorly. 2nd and 10. That's Tazonka, 2 yards.
Offsides. Defense.
And it'll come back.
5-yard penalty.
As Butts is called for an offsides. So move the ball up 5. Instead of 3rd and 8, it'll be 2nd and 5. Ball at the 35. To Nathan, and Nathan back to the line. Gains a yard. Tackled by Williams. And it'll be 3rd and 4 at the 36. Washington calls timeout. Some confusion on defense. You see they have 2 players. They have Ken Houston and Sean Taylor just playing very close to each other. No social distancing there. As they play on that tight end side of the line. 3rd and 4 at the 36. That's an incompletion. And on 4th and 4, Miami will punt. And here's the kick. And that's a punt of 39 yards by Larry Seipel, who punted kicks away for the 72 Dolphins. And Signs had nowhere to go. Langford on the tackle. And now the Redskins have the ball with 12:24 left in quarter number 2. We're going to go run counter, and sweep it right with Stephen Davis. Miami playing tight. And Davis breaks it for 5 yards. He has 6 carries on the day for 13. Seymour has 3 for 17. So with that higher average, they're going to go to him, sweep right. They need 5 yards for the first, and they get 2. Washington with 97 yards. Miami with 79. Washington has run 16 plays, 10 rushes. Miami has run 15 plays, 8 have been passes. 3rd and 3, Cooley has been having success catching the ball so far. We'll go to him on the short slant. And he's got it, and Cooley with running room bobs and weaves his way for 37 yards. Actually, it was Stephen Davis with his longest catch of the season. It was not Cooley. Cooley wears 47 and Davis wears 48. My apologies. So Stephen Davis with the 37-yard gain. And now it's 1st and 10 at the Miami 31. Going deep, looking for Gary Clark. Instead, it's a dump off to Seymour, who gains 11. That was his first catch of the day. 9:53 left in the first half. To Davis, counter, sweep right. See those linemen trying to block, but Miami got good penetration on that play. A loss of 3 yards for Stephen Davis. 2nd and 13. And I hear rumbles of thunder again. Uh-oh. I don't think you could pick that up on the microphone, so we will have to stop tape right after this possession. Medium fly to Gary Clark. There's the throw, incomplete. And Cox got a hand on it for Miami. Screen to Davis on 3rd and 13. I'll try something underneath to get the first. Davis fighting for it. He's got it, I think. Yes. Gain of 15 yards. 1st and goal at the 8. Double tight end set. They'll go to Davis. Trap left. Will we be hearing Hail to the Redskins at FedEx Field here in a few moments? A gain of 4 there. Jurgensen's going to bootleg it on 2nd and goal from the 4. And he's not a bad runner, but he is that time a loss of 6. Zach Thomas on the tackle. They'll go to Taylor on a medium pass on 3rd down. Touchdown to Gary Clark. So Sonny Jurgensen changes the play. I apologize, folks. I had to sneeze there for a moment. You go to Gary Clark, who gets 6, and here's your point after try. It's good, and it is 10-3 with 6:24 left in the half. We'll be right back, folks. And we resume play. It's 10-3 Washington, 6:24 left to go. I might have told you that already, but I have been waiting out a storm here for the last 45 minutes or so. So we'll resume play here. Ginn Jr. back deep for Miami. Touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for them at the 20. Marino, 4 of 8, 45 yards so far. They have 79 yards total, Miami does, and Washington is at 165. This is to Tony Nathan, no gain. Butts on the tackle for Washington, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Marino the throw. That's caught by Clay for 13 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 33. To Zonka, and Zonka with a nice gain, 4 yards. Slavinsky on the stop for the Redskins. 2nd and 6 at the 37. This is the Zonka, and Zonka gains a yard. Zonka now 6 carries, 35 yards on the day. 3rd and 5 at the 38. Here's your throw and a catch. That is to Landry for 11 yards. Williams on the stop for the Redskins. 1st and 10 at the 49 now. And that's Zonka. He gains 2. Washington will not burn a timeout here. 2nd and 8. We have 2:40 left in the half. Throws underneath to Clayton, who picks up 6. Bass on the tackle for Washington. And again, Washington's not going to aid them by calling timeouts. We have 2 timeouts for each team. 2:33 left in the half. 3rd and 2. That's an incomplete pass. And the ball to Washington 43. Miami's going to go for it here. 4th and 2. See what happens. Penalty.
False start. Offense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty.
And I'm sure Miami's going to rethink going for it. They will punt at the 48 on 4th and 7. We'll watch for a fake. 2:15 left. Oh, that's a bad punt. Seipel shanked that one. 22-yard punt only. It goes out of bounds all the way up at the 26. We have 2:09 left. Davis is just going to run a trap right here to get us to the 2-minute warning. He's stuffed for no gain. Manny Fernandez on the stop. We'll go to the 2-minute warning. It's 10-3 Washington. Time to bring out the heavy artillery. Long slant to Art Monk on 2nd down. That's caught. And that is a gain of 19 yards. Madison on the tackle. Washington will hurry with 2 timeouts, and they don't want to burn one just yet. We're going to go short cross to Gary Clark with a blitz coming by Miami. And it's going to be a pickup of 9. 2nd and a yard. Again, no huddle. And Davis will just go over the middle. Trap right play. Miami was playing tight. And no gain there. So Washington will use a timeout with 1:13 to go. 3rd and 1. Ball to 46. We will still run it with Davis. Trap right. And Davis stuffed again. No gain. So that's going to bring up 4th down. Miami not calling time. So Washington's going to let the clock go all the way down. Play clock go all the way down. We'll go to 30 seconds on the clock. Punting time. LeBaron. Punting. Line of scrimmage to 46. And that's a touchback. 23 seconds left for Miami to do something here. They have 2 timeouts. The Redskins have used all of theirs. Ball to 20. To Zonka. And I'm thinking Miami's going to pack it in here. We have 16 seconds left. And that's your half. It is 10-3 Washington. Back with you to start the second half of play. Redskins holding that 10-3 lead that I was mentioning just before the break. 193 yards has Washington, 118 with Miami. Sonny Jurgensen having a very good day to start the game. 11 out of 13, 166 yards and a touchdown. He has probably been the offensive standout for either team so far. Miami will get the ball to start the second half. It's Jin Jr. back deep. And he brings it out from his own end zone, and he probably wishes he didn't, as he was tackled at the 13 after a return of 16 by Alban. Marino, been held in check so far, 7 to 12, 75 yards. First and 10. This is the Zonka, and Zonka out of Syracuse picks up 4 yards. Second and 6, the ball resting at the 17. And that is a throw to Zonka underneath. They make the first down, a gain of 6. First and 10 at the 23. It's going to be a screen. That's to Tony Nathan. And Tony Nathan gets loose. 24 yards. Taylor on the stop at the 47. First and 10 from there. Quick throw, and that was to Clay, who picks up 11 yards. First and 10, now the ball is at the Washington 42. Dolphins need a touchdown to tie it. Nathan picks up 3 yards. Manley on the stop, so Manley did come back in the game. And well, they did say his return was probable. Second and 7 at the 39. Marino. Zonka and Hamburger make contact. Zonka wanted a flag, and the referees say, Third and 7, ball at the 39. There's your throw. It's incomplete. And they will bring in the field goal kicker Carpenter, and he's going to try one from 56. Does he have the leg for it? Well, had the leg for it, but not the accuracy. It went wide left. So that gives Washington excellent field position. I would have punted there. Ball at the 46-yard line of Washington. They only need to go 54 yards for a score. Pitch it right, Stephen Davis. That's a gain, loss of 4 yards, I'm sorry. Wake on the tackle. And the Boo Birds come out at FedEx Field. You hear them right now. Medium out the Monk on 2nd and 14. Not caught. Double coverage. And incomplete. Cooley trying to keep Washington from going 3 and out on a medium fly. They're the only undefeated team in the HTFL. That was underneath to Davis, a pickup of 7. And now Jurgensen, 12 for 15 and 173 yards. Ball to 49. Washington's own 49, so LeBaron will punt deep. And he goes to the sideline anyway, and that's out of bounds at the 6. Punt of 45 yards unreturned. So the Dolphins take over, first and 10 at their own 6. As I was mentioning, we have 9:16 left. Quarter number 3, it's 10-0, 10-3, Washington leading. And that's a give to Nathan, picks up 2. Talbert on the stop. 2nd and 8. Here's your throw. It's caught. Clay over the middle, 16 yards. First and 10. The ball is resting at the 24 now. Zonka, no gain. Dexter Manley on the tackle. Same spot, but this time it's 2nd and 10. Incomplete, looking for Clay. And on 3rd and 10, some trickeration. They have brought in Jarvis Landry. And Marino is split wide left. He's in the slot. See what we have here. Here's your throw by Landry, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Zonka. Very odd play to be running on 3rd and 10. 4th and 10 at the 24. Washington gets it back. Unless they fumble it away. They don't. Signs a return of 2. Langford on the tackle after a punt of 45 by Larry Seipel. 6:57 left. Third quarter. Davis will get the ball in a trap right with a 3 wide receiver set. Gain of 3. Manny Fernandez on the tackle. Now they go back to a base set. To Bob Seymour. Sweep right. And Seymour sees more yards. 2 of them to be exact. Washington's been a little bit slow in the running game. 19 carries, 28 yards as a team. We'll go to Cooley on 3rd and 5. That's incomplete. So Washington has to punt. LeBaron back deep. Line of scrimmage to 38. And that's Ginn Jr. who returns at 4 yards. Rich Malott on the tackle for the Redskins. 1st and 10. Miami takes over at the 19. Still very much in this game, only trailing 10-3. To Nathan, who picks up 4. Talbert on the stop. 2nd and 6 at the 23. And that is caught by Landry for a gain of 11. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 34. That's caught. Gain of 25. Long cross to Mark Clayton. And Williams makes the tackle. 1st and 10 at the Washington 41 now. 3:43 left to go. Washington, the only undefeated team left in the HTFL. Williams was injured on that throw to Landry that fell incomplete, and his return is probable. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now at the 41. Incomplete. Champ Bailey has filled in at corner and to spell Williams. 3rd and 10 at the 41. Here's Marino, and he can't find Nat Moore. An incomplete pass. Marino now 13 out of 25, 168 yards. 4th and 10, we'll watch for the fake. Punt to the corner, out of bounds at the 9. We have 2:34 left. In the 3rd quarter, it's 10-3 Washington still. Which is where we resume this game after I had about a 30, 35, 40 minute storm delay here. Trap right, Stephen Davis. That's Florida weather for you. And Davis with a nice gain, 7 yards. Anderson on the stop. We'll look for Seymour here. Off tackle right. Seymour, a gain of 9. So Washington with a couple of nice runs. They've been held in check on the running game so far. Pretty much so far in this game. They only have 21 carries for 44 yards. We'll go back to Davis. Pitch it right. Double tight end set. A gain of 5. We're going to run a counter sweep. And we're going to go to Bob Seymour on 2nd and 5. He gains 2 yards. And that'll be it for the 3rd quarter. It's still Washington 10, Miami 3. 3rd and 3, ball to 32. So Washington's going to play the percentages and go trap right with Davis. Has about a 75% chance of success, but not there. Going to be 4th down, and LeBaron in to punt. Remember, no win, so neither team has an advantage. Either way, they punt. And Ginn Jr. returns at 12 yards, a nice return. Out to the 39. Punt went 41 yards, so a net of 29 yards. 1st and 10, ball at the Miami 39. Our next game, by the way, Atlanta hosting Tennessee. That'll be an unplugged game. I'll get my vocal cords a little bit of a rest, and Mr. Ray Curtis will be calling that game, our little AI announcer. Here's your 1st and 10 play. Marino going long. And he's got 6. Mark Clayton, 61 yards. And we're an extra point away from a tie game. Point after try by Carpenter. If you were a Carpenter, you'd probably kick extra points too. And it's 10-10. So just like Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago gave Washington all the trouble they could handle, the Dolphins have done likewise. We have 13:53 left in regulation. Old school sudden death overtime, should we need it. And should we get that far. First team to score wins in the HTFL sudden death rules, the way they used to do it before the NFL started getting cute and saying, well, the first team kicks a field goal, then the other team gets the ball. Well, if you're going to do that, then you should give each team the ball, and then if you're still tied after that, then you play sudden death. But they really have messed with the overtime rules. James, back deep for the Skins, and this is going to be a touchback at 6 yards deep in his own end zone. Washington again will try to establish the run. Off tackle. No, we're going to go trap right with Stephen Davis on 1st and 10. And Davis with a nice gain of 8. He now has 17 carries for 33 yards. Bob Seymour has been a bit more effective. 7 carries for 32. In fact, we'll go to him here on the left sweep. He turns the corner. Did he get the first? He did. Pushed out of bounds. Back to Davis. Trap right. 4-yard gain. Back to Seymour. We'll keep it fair and balanced like Fox News used to. Sweep to the left. He's close to the first down. Slavinsky was hurt, and he will not return. Farman will come in and replace him on offense, and he could also play linebacker just like Slavinsky can. He'll wear number 21. He was on the 42 Redskins. Also probably knew Sammy Baugh. 3rd and 2. 83% of the chance of this dive play working by Davis. And again, Miami stymies Washington on the short yardage. Joe Jacoby is hurt for the rest of the game. So the offensive line getting banged up for the Redskins. Eddie LeBaron will punt it away. Line of scrimmage to 39. And a bit of a return for Ginn. A gain of 6. 45-yard punt. And that's going to be a net of 39. 1st and 10. Miami feels they have the Redskins right where they want them. 11:17 left in regulation. They start at their own 22. Marino. To Nathan on a screen, and he gains 11. Patton on the stop. Ball to 33 for this 1st and 10. Nathan, nothing doing. He loses a yard. Hamburger on the stop. 2nd and 11. Ball to 32. We have 10:23 left. Clayton, a gain of 6. And now Clayton with a season high of receiving yards of 98. Now a 3rd and 5. What happens here? An incompletion is what happens here. I think Talbot might have gotten the ball loose, but Marino got it back. So Washington will get the ball back on a punt, unless trickeration is up Miami's sleeve. This will land inside the 15. I'll fair catch it. Signs, fair catch at the 17. So back to Washington we go. 8:52 left. We'll go to Seymour. Off tackle right. And he picks up yardage, 3. And Fernandez is going to come out. They'll bring Bowens in to replace him. Tim Bowens out of Ole Miss. 2nd and 7. The ball to 20. Trap right, Stephen Davis. Washington continues to ground and pound. And it's now going to be a 3rd and 3. Ball to 24. We'll go to Seymour this time for a 3rd down play. Pitch right. And from the sound of the crowd, he picked up the first,
Upon
but
further review, the runner was stopped short of the first down. No timeout will be charged.
Miami uses their one challenge, and upon further review, as you just heard the officials say, it is not a first down. It's 4th and inches. LeBaron will come in and punt. No need to go for it on your own 27, unless you're Barry Switzer. And that's a punt of 42 yards, a fair catch by Jin. 1st and 10, Miami with the ball at their own 31. We have 7:49 left in regulation now. Back and forth battle. No gain for Zonka, and Fernandez will be back in the next time Miami is on defense. 2nd and 10. That's over the middle to Nathan. He dropped it. His second drop of the day, we are told. 3rd and 10, ball at the 31. Caught by Clayton. His 5th catch of the day for 109 yards total, and he goes over the 100-yard mark for the first time in this HTFL season. 1st and 10 at the 42. We are under 7 minutes to go now. To Nathan, pickup of 3, man on the stop. 2nd and 7 at the 45. A marker down.
False start. Offense, number 83, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Clayton for a false start. 2nd and 12 at the 40. Zonka picks up 9. 3rd and 3. Ball at the 49. We have 5:29 left in regulation time. Nathan slipped by somebody, and that's a gain of 10. Kenny Houston made the stop. Let's see who he slipped by. If we can pick it up. It was probably Ken Houston. 1st and 10. Now the ball is at the Washington 41. So Washington's undefeated season could be in jeopardy, and it could be at the hands of Miami, who had the only undefeated season in NFL Super Bowl era history in 1972. The gain of a yard by Nathan. 2nd and 9 at the 40, just like the Bears had an undefeated season going, and they ran into the Miami Dolphins and lost to them in one of the great NFL games of all time. A pickup of 6, one of the great Monday night games ever. Gain of 6 by Zonka. Houston on the tackle. 3rd and 3. Ball to 34. To Zonka, he's got a first. Pickup of 4 yards. And now time, an ally of the Redskins, of the Dolphins, I should say. 1st and 10. The ball is at the Redskin 30. To Clayton, a pickup of 7, and he gets out of bounds. We have 2:03 left. Reno to Nathan. He's got a first down. A pickup of 5. Lamar Miller's going to come in the game and play in favor of Zonka. Miami wanting a little bit more speed. We have 2 minutes left. Ball the 18. 1st and 10. Clayton, first down, but let's check the marker.
Encroachment, defense, number 72,
Play's going to stand.
5-yard penalty.
And Clayton now at 127 yards. Washington and Miami each with all 3 timeouts left, and Washington should think about calling theirs a marker.
False start. Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
You get Little for a false start. 1st and goal to 12. That is to Miller, who gains nothing, and Washington's going to burn a timeout. They have 2 left. A 10-10 tie. Washington's undefeated streak on the line here. 2nd and goal. Reno to throw. Intercepted. Houston picks it up at the 1. And that's his 2nd pick of the year. He returned it 4 yards out to the 5. A minute 31 to go. Not much the Redskins can do here except maybe play for overtime. If Miami lets them, they have all 3 timeouts left. A dive by Davis on 1st and 10 from the 5. That picks up 5 yards. The Redskins are going to slow it down and play for the overtime. Trap left, Stephen Davis. And that's a gain of 7. 37 seconds left to go. Washington will call no further plays. We will go to overtime. A 10-10 tie. Washington gets the overtime kick, so they had a 50-50 chance of getting it. They got it, and now they'll have better field position. Or should. James back deep. The Redskins. Instead, it's an onside kick try, but it goes too far, and Lipscomb recovers it at the 47. Well, that was a surprise, and quite a gamble for Don Shula. Now, the Redskins have great field position. Why would you try an onside kick there? That will be second guessed down in Miami. Sure, Hank Goldberg and Neil Rogers and all the greats will talk about that play, virtually. Medium fly. That's caught to Clark, and that's a gain of 7. Jurgensen has not thrown the ball much in the second half, maybe once or twice, because that's only his 17th throw. 2nd and 3, the ball at the 46. And I think Jurgensen wants to end it here. It's going to be a play action to Clark. Incomplete. Now a 3rd and 3. We'll go Davis on a screen. That's incomplete. So the gamble's going to play out for Miami. As now LeBaron will have to punt to the sidelines and hope they get the ball back. And Ginn returned it 6 yards, catching it at the 7, goes out to the 13. If we play 15 minutes and nobody has scored, we have our first tie in HTFL history. 1st and 10 at the 13 for Miami. It's to Tony Nathan. He gains 2 yards. Johnny Williams has now made his 10th tackle of the day. He can play both ways, running back or defensive back. He's in there at corner. 2nd and 8. That is to Green. No, to Matt Moore. Darrell Green made the tackle. And Marino with 316 passing yards on the day. 1st and 10 at the 41. Will Washington's O go? And that's over the middle to Clay.
Personal foul. Defense.
Oh,
number 21.
a very telling play.
Penalty, automatic. 1st down.
Personal foul against Taylor. Ball is now at the Washington 31. So that undefeated season for Washington could be slipping away here. 1st and 10. Here's a screen to Nathan. Nathan, 8 yards closer. He has 7 catches. That's a season high for him. He has 77 yards. Total yardage is now Miami 417 and Washington 272. 2nd and 2 at the 23. A 1st down. Busted tackle. Nathan picks up 4. Arrington on the stop for the Redskins. 1st and 10 at the 19. Marino threw an interception the last time they were this deep into Washington territory. It's a give to Zonka. Larry Zonka all the way to the 3. Now Miami will try the field goal. And this is it, folks. The undefeated season for the Redskins on the line. Carpenter from 20. And the last O has gone. Carpenter is good. Miami has won 13-10. So nobody will go undefeated in the HTFL this year, and the 72 Dolphins, of which a lot of these Miami players are part of that, they could pop open the champagne. I'd give Marino player of the game honors, leading that comeback in the second half. Washington focused on the running game and really didn't get anywhere. Jurgensen had a hot first half, but he cooled down in the second. So I'm thinking Marino will get player of the game honors. We'll check the standings. Miami moves to 3-3, and they are now 2 games behind Washington. St. Louis can tie Washington with a win over Dallas, but Washington owns the tiebreaker based on St. Louis's lone loss in Week 1. So Let's look at the stats again because I forgot to go over the team stats. We had 437 total yards for Miami, 272 for Washington. Miami only scored a field goal in their 2 trips to the red zone. Washington got all 10 of their points in the red zone, but took 4 possessions to do it. Only 8 penalties in the game, a well-played game. Miami ran 67 plays, Washington ran 53. Miami had 24 first downs, Washington had 12. And Miami had the only turnover of the game, which kept Washington in it until the overtime, but then they blew it. And your final is 13-10. Tennessee and Atlanta will be our next game. That'll be an unplugged game. Indianapolis and Carolina after that. Both teams had byes last week. And then Baltimore and Cleveland is 3 games down the road. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, everybody. Again, your final in overtime, Miami prevailing 13-10. We now only have 2 teams that have yet to win, Tampa Bay and Arizona. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well. Godspeed and God bless, and we'll catch you again real soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.